Hey, heathens. A very interesting conversation has begun, and I'll spare you all the details. Go check out the videos yourself if you haven't already seen it. But Noel Plum99 started off with a video where he talked about the idea of going to heaven and how he didn't think it would be all that great. After that, Jack, Together for Peace, made a response. This is followed by Healthy Addict and as well as Nicotine 2, who also made responses. And very interesting stuff. Links all down there. Check them out. I think you'll enjoy it if you haven't already seen it. Now, I want to throw my 2 cents into this whole basket. But I have to be honest. After watching Nicotine's, I had to completely and totally reevaluate how I took it. Now, let's begin with the idea that I think the concept of afterlife is nonsense. There's no way. I just don't buy it. Everything we think, feel, everything about our life happens because of our brain. The brain will not be functioning anymore. We'll be dead. I don't think a soul can exist. I don't think that you can go on afterward and be you. I did a video on that, also linked. But let's just for a second say that, okay, it does. You as who you are and the personality that you have continues on, and you get to go to heaven. Nicotine 2 made an excellent point about the idea that, just because you're in heaven, you're not going to automatically think about people who aren't there, because you don't think about people that are suffering now. There are people that a lot of people that you don't know who are suffering, that you don't think about on a day-to-day basis, or even on any kind of regular basis. There are people that you do know that you don't think about on a day-to-day basis that are having a hard time or whatever. You kind of distance yourself from it because you're wrapped up in other things. Life goes on. But let's go to the extreme with it. Let's take you to a point where you are in absolute bliss. Let's say you are at the height of sexual peak. You're there. You are not thinking about the little boy down the street whose dad abuses him, and you know about it, and you really are concerned about him, just not right now. Okay, I get that. I can see that as being plausible. But there's a difference. Eventually I'm done having sex, and so therefore I will think about the kid down the street and other people. I will think about the starving people in Africa and poor people around the world that are having a hard time. Eventually I will think about them. In heaven, even if you're in that state of absolute bliss, at some point the thought has to creep in your mind, so it's going to be there. But I don't want to dwell on that too much. Again, the videos that are already there have said most of what I would say on that, so I'll let you guys watch it. It's an interesting conversation. So if heaven isn't all it's cracked up to be, what about hell? ScrapGoldBass made a video response to my video where I talked about don't pray for me, and he had a few things to say, and so I wanted to address those. So let's go with what he says.
What kind of hell are you envisioning the Christian hell as being?
I envision it to be non-existent. What part of that do you not understand? I don't think I'm going to be partying with Satan. I think I'm going to be dead and not doing anything. However, in context of the video and what I was trying to say from that, what I am talking about is, if the God of the Bible is true, and all the horrible, nasty, ugly things he did are real, and that's exactly how it happened, I want nothing to do with that. So if that person who committed genocide and ordered the death of pregnant women to rip the babies out of their bellies and smash them on the rocks and all the other horrible things that he did, if that guy tells me, and if you don't believe me, I'm going to send you to this other guy, and he's going to be mean to you, I don't care what he says about the other guy. I know what that guy said he did himself, and that guy seems like an asshole. So I don't trust his opinion of the other guy. How do I know that he's telling me the truth, that the other guy is going to treat me bad? I don't know if he is. I don't know if he's not. But I can tell you this much, I don't believe in any of it. So I'm not envisioning hell as being a party place. I envision it as being non-existent. But even if it were real, I would trust the devil over your God, because your God himself said that he was an asshole. I wouldn't want to spend eternity with that creator, Jack. That's what Jack had to say about it. You know, it'd be great because you're with the creator. I wouldn't want to be with that creator. I would not feel the bliss of his love. I would think about the horrible, nasty, awful things he did if the Bible is true. And I will take my chances with the devil. And that brings us full circle. A lot of people's concept of what heaven is going to be isn't based on the Bible. Jack says that it was a straw man that was being used by Noel Plum because it's not what the Bible teaches about heaven. But the Bible doesn't really teach anything specific about heaven. Pearly gates and streets paved with gold and living in a mansion and all the other things that you'll hear some Christians talk about isn't supported anywhere in the Bible. This all comes because Christianity is a meld of all the different religions of the area, and that's one of the things they picked up. The underworld, Hades, and all the things that went along with it, as well as some other imagery from other places. So, ScrapGoldBass, please understand, I am not afraid of your fictitious place. I am not scared of your hell. I don't think it's going to be like anything. I don't think it exists. Nor do I think heaven exists. And that's why the conversation really doesn't matter. But it's still interesting, so check out those videos, but don't take my word for it. Think for yourselves.